Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to Easedrop. It's
Yes.
Catherine and Christina. Okay, so if you've joined us before, then you know how this goes. Get started, and we go wherever the conversation takes us. So today we are talking about how music empowers the soul. I'm sorry, that's my alarm. How music empowers the soul. So I know a couple of things about this. One, I was thinking about how I'm working with a young lady and she's working on her self esteem. And I thought about how the things we listen to, not just music, the things we watch on TV, how all of that feeds our soul, that feeds our spirit. Sometimes we don't think about how the things we hear is actually becoming a part of us. I think they used to talk a lot about this when there was rap music and they wanted to advocate against it. But anyway, I just know that when, and I can't say men don't do this, but I can speak for some of the women. I know that when we're going through stuff, we listen to music. Somehow music soothes us. But at the same time, there's sometimes when we're listening to music that just makes us more angry, and then we want to hurt somebody. When I decided that I was going to separate from my husband, I knew that I had to wash off a lot of things. I had to find a new me. And the way I did that was I listened to a lot of India Ari. So we're going to share with you guys songs that empower us. Anything you want to say, Christina, before I jump in with India?
I agree with everything you said. It definitely gives you a mood and it kind of directs where your mind goes. And I know there's been times where I have just have had music playing in the background. And then I'm like, why am I so sad all of a sudden? Why do I feel sad? And then I'm like, oh, that music is on in the background. So like even like your subconscious picks up on these things. The melody, the beat, the rhythm, it's all a flow that
Mm-hmm.
we connect to and we connect with, whether we realize it or not. And that's why I think your music choices are so important. And before even choosing the songs that I picked tonight for uplifting the spirit and empowerment, I realized like how before I understood this information, I had songs of so many sad songs, so many love songs, so many songs of that I was going through that it was hard to find anything empowering. I'm like, wow, like that wasn't good.
Yeah.
So, but here
And
we go. Uh huh.
and I think a lot of times we think about gospel songs or spiritual songs or hymns. Those a lot of times will remind us that we're going through what we're going through today, but tomorrow is going to be a better day. So we find that a lot of religious songs or gospel hymns, whatever you might listen to, can be very encouraging, very
Mm-hmm.
empowering.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I want to also talk about what does it mean to empower, because we can listen to those songs like shoot, you can think of a name, I can't think of a name, but as I talk about it, like the songs where they talk about smashing windows and burning up cars and destroying property. To
Yeah.
me, those aren't songs that empower, because when you're that angry, when you're hurt and you just want to hurt other people, then it's almost like you're stuck in that for that moment. But for me, when I think about a song that empowers, I think about a song that encourages me to move on, a song that says, you can do this, this
Mm-hmm.
is not the end.
Mm-hmm.
Pick up your head, I see where you're coming from. To me, those are songs that empower.
Yeah, because I bust the windows out your car, even though
That's
you
it.
may not have even want to take it to that extreme. It's like, you know what? He deserved for those windows to be smashed out of his car. Now you start thinking and your mind starts going like, you know what? I mean, it really can hype you up in the wrong
Mhm.
direction. That's like having bad friends around you
Oh
that
yeah.
hype you up, like, how you gonna take that? You gonna take that? And it's like, you as a grown person, you know you can be the better person, and there's other ways to handle something, you know. So it definitely is very, very, very powerful in either direction.
Yeah.
Whether it's
And
in
I like the way you said that it's like having a friend in your head. So it's like this song is talking to you and is guiding you in some ways and is helping feed into whatever emotions, good or bad, that's there.
Mhm.
So again, I want to talk more about songs that encourage and uplift us, that doesn't necessarily have to put somebody else down to
Mhm.
bring yourself up.
Yeah.
So my song was India Ari, and like I said, I listened to a lot of India Ari. I find her to be very inspirational. Um, but anyway, so the song that I picked for India Ari is "Get It Together." So that's what I'm going to tell everybody that's listening: get it together. If you don't like the way you're feeling, you don't like the mood that you're in, find a song that's going to speak to you, that's going to uplift you, not something that's going to give you more of the same. So, anyway, she says, well, the lyrics. One shot to, I can't sing, otherwise I would sing it to you guys. But you know, if it hits me, I might sing anyway. Just be ready. So one
Oh,
shot to the heart without breaking your skin. No one has the power to hurt you like your kin. Kept it inside, didn't tell no one else, didn't even want to admit it to yourself. And now your chest burns and your back aches from 15 years of holding the pain. And now you only have yourself to blame if you continue to live this way.
mm,
Get it together. You want to heal your body. Get it together. You want to heal your heart. Whatsoever you sow, you will reap. Get it together. You can fly, fly, fly. So, and I think you had said something about maybe talking about this one time where we talk about how the stuff that you hold, the secrets you keep, the emotions that you hold in, when you don't have a voice and you don't share what you're thinking, you don't tell people how you feel, you don't set boundaries with people. When you hold all that stuff in, it can manifest in the body. I
yeah.
don't think we talk a lot about that, but I know I do with my clients when they're feeling depressed and they have anxiety and stuff. A lot of people that I deal with that have depression, they're holding stuff. There are things that they're not saying, things that they wanted to say at some point and just didn't say it. They're holding all that stuff in. So sometimes they're depressed. So it's manifesting that way. Other times it is manifesting. She said your chest burns and your back aches. Yeah, sometimes what seems physical, you go to the doctor and they say, well, I don't really know what's going on. I don't know why your back hurt. I don't know why you're having these problems. When the doctor says they don't know, it might be more of a mental thing
Mm,
than it is physical.
mhm.
You have that mental anguish, chaos that's manifesting itself in your body.
Yeah.
Um, High blood pressure, and I know about that. Um, Stomach problems. Stop holding some of that stuff. Stop holding some of that stuff in. She said, kept it inside, didn't tell no one else. That's those secrets. In the addiction community, they talk about how secrets keep you sick. Of course, now we can look at that on multiple levels. What does it mean that secrets keep you sick? Sometimes secrets in unhealthy relationships, secrets in families where there's abuse of whatever kind going on. When you keep those secrets, then it's affecting the body. It's affecting the bodies, and we have a lot of secrets in families. You look
There
like
was
you.
something you said that reminded me of something I was watching on TV. I've just kind of been going through until I find something that I like, and I don't even remember the name of this, but this guy was going around at his job, or I guess it's just where he spent his time, and he would brag about how he was molested as a child, like like I enjoyed it, I liked it, so everybody tried to tell him, I'm sorry you have childhood trauma. But he didn't see it as childhood trauma. That was something he was going around bragging about. But that's something that he held on to, and they were pointing out ways that it showed in his life. They were like, and then and because he held on to it, it affected him so much, and he could not see it because he was carrying with him for a long time the protection of, or that denial of being molested, as in a, as and seeing it in a wrongdoing way, type of way. He
Mm-hmm.
wanted to see it as, like, yeah, that's what I did. I was like, I had it like that I could get it so young. And that you reminded me of that. It's just holding it, because it don't even have to be something you hold in a negative light. It can be something you hold in a positive light that
Mm-hmm.
is affecting you and what's going on with you now.
Yeah. And it's just funny that that's the example you chose to use, because what I do know is that sometimes people, um, especially if the abuse or the assault happened when they were younger, sometimes what happens is they relive that over and over again, sometimes in prostitution, sometimes just being promiscuous, but sometimes they relive that over and over again, trying to figure that out, try to figure out something that they never told anybody. And I think to some extent, when they did tell somebody and the person they told didn't protect them, didn't believe them, minimize what they had experienced, when that happens, then they're left holding that. Even though they tried to share it,
Yeah.
then they had to take it back. And now the shame and guilt around having told someone and then having to deal with the response that that person gave.
Right,
And
right.
when people
Mm,
respond that way, now
mm,
you're holding on even tighter to that secret. And
yeah.
some people do say, "Oh, this happened to me, and look at me, I'm doing okay." Yeah, you think you're doing okay, but like you said with that guy, look at your relationships, look at the illnesses you have, look at your, the pain
Mm,
that you're experiencing in your body. So yeah, you're making it, but are you really okay with that? How
right.
much or how different could your life be if you were able to find someone you felt safe with, someone you trusted, and you can actually let that go? And
Mm,
so India Ari is saying, but again, she said, from now your chest burn and your back aches from 15 years of holding the pain, and now you only have yourself to blame if you continue to live this way.
that's
So
a true.
basically, she's saying, okay, people hurt you. Nobody has the power to hurt you like your kin. People hurt you. The people you love, people that's close to you, they
Mm,
can hurt you, and a lot of times they do. I
mm,
don't. I don't know any pain that's as painful as when someone you cared about, someone you trust, when they're the person that hurt you. Now you're having all these issues because you can't tell anybody, but at some point, you are accountable. It is
mhm,
up to you to find someone to share that with, someone that can help you work through that pain.
mhm,
um, Stop going. Well, let me be careful how I say that. If you've been to the doctor and they've told you we don't really know what's happening, and then they just keep giving you pain pills to kind of deal with that, it might be time to look within you to see what it is you're
mhm,
holding on to.
mhm,
So again, you are to blame if you continue to live that way.
mhm. All right, let's move on to the next song.
Okay.
This one is not that deep,
Okay.
but it's empowering, and I'm gonna tell you how. I want to play the instrumental. This song right here is Solange, "Don't Touch My Hair." I'm sure everybody has heard it because it was so hot when it came out. And I'm gonna play the instrumental while I talk about it. All right. Okay, I don't know what's somebody else. Okay, so I'm gonna go through the lyrics. It's "Don't touch my hair when it's the feelings that I wear. Don't touch my soul when it's the rhythm I know. Don't touch my crown. They say the vision I found. Don't touch what's there when it's the feeling I wear." Okay, so I'm gonna tell you why this is so uplifting to me, because she's talking about expression, Let me cut this down a little bit. Can you hear it?
Yes,
Is it loud?
not that long. I
Okay.
can hear you.
Okay. And she's talking about expression, and in so many ways, the world, our culture, can try to prevent you from expressing who you are. Your expression is very, very, very connected to who you are, and a lot of people don't know how to do that. And she's saying, "Don't touch my hair." We we choose. This is an art form. How I feel, how I like it, how I see it is just fine. I don't need nobody else's approval of the way that I express. I don't need nobody else's approval of who I am. And that's so important to keep that and hold on to that. If you think it's cute, wear it. If you like it, hold on to it. And it's really not, I really didn't understand art until I recently started painting. Blank canvas, blank space. What do you do with it? What you put on it is what's inside of you. It comes out, and nobody can judge that. And so that's why I like, don't touch my hair. It's the feeling that I wear. Don't touch. That's what I know. You can't
So,
make me put anybody else on my canvas.
okay, so you're saying that how you dress, how you wear your hair, what you choose to put on your body, what you choose to wear, how you pick your clothes, that is an expression of how you feel, where you are at that moment, and how you want to portray yourself.
Yes. And I think it's not just with the physical things. It's just don't mess with who I am. Allow me to be me. Allow me to be free. Not a lot of people know how to do that. And it's so freeing and so beautiful when you can just do whatever the HELL you want to do, and can't nobody tell you nothing. That's important. That's important. I think that's part of holding on to something. It's holding on to you, and it's a hidden you in a dark place. And that is always going to be an itch there, I believe, when people are not expressing who they are fully and allowing that person out of the dark and to shine.
So the song that you've chosen empowers in that it encourages you to be who you are and allow who you are physically to be an expression, an outward expression of your inward being. Is
Mm-hmm.
that how your song empowers?
That's
Okay.
how it empowers.
And I want to talk about that a little bit. How so I started writing something. So I have an eavesdrop journal that's going to be coming out
All right
this
now.
month.
Hey,
So one of the things
I'm
I
on
started to
genre.
write in the journal was about fake self-worth. And too often we have people that don't feel so good inside about who they are. And so they're making all these changes on the outside, trying to figure out how to be okay with what's going on the
Because
inside.
you got the world judging you. People think you want to fit in the box. And so you listen because it's easier. It's easier to kind of fit in with other people. That's what kids do. And I see it now and I'm like, ugh. I hate it. Like I want to tell children, please just be yourself. If you don't like it, don't like it. Don't just laugh because the other kids think it's funny when it's not anything funny about, picking on, how they used to say, with your black tail. And they be like, ha ha ha, laughing because
Mhm.
everybody else is laughing. And I mean, I remember times where I would just kind of chuckle, but I knew in my mind I didn't get it. Like I didn't understand what was so funny. I've always been attracted to black skin. It's very beautiful to me. And I never understood it. So I mean, but as a kid, you go along with it because that's what's easier than to say, don't laugh, you know.
But
If you're
when you
not that, go ahead.
when you're talking about young kids, though, that's why we have this. That ain't why we have it, but I do know when we're going through our adolescent stage, we're trying to figure out who we are. We're trying to figure out what we like because we spend years with your parents saying, "Wear this, don't wear this. You can wear your hair like this, or you can't cut your hair. No, you can't have your. No, you can't dye your hair." So
Mm-hmm.
you spend all those early years of your life with somebody telling you how to look, what you can wear, what you can't wear, and then you don't have money So you're kind of limited
Mm,
what you put on your body
yeah.
based on what they buy for you.
So it's the power. You feel powerless. That's what we're talking
Well,
about. Being
I think you're trying
empowered.
to figure it out.
Because yeah, you're trying to figure it out because you feel like you don't you have those dynamics and that's what you're working with. So you get used to that and that becomes your norm. That becomes normal to
Well,
just do
I
it.
think I think when you're growing up, your parents show you one way to live this life. And then when you hit adolescence, then you run into all these different people who are now showing you, you know what, the way your parents showed you is only one way to do it. You can also live like this way. You can also wear your hair this way. In north we do this, in the south we do this. So then you're introduced to this whole world where everybody is so different. And then you have to figure out which group do I feel the most comfortable in? Who am I? Where do I belong in this? And that's the whole adolescent stage. That's what they're going through. That's kind of
But
the
some
part
people I don't
of
think
that
ever come out of
spring.
that.
Huh?
I don't think some people ever come out of that. Even though it's an adolescence thing, I don't think that's where it stays sometimes. Sometimes you still go along to get along. And then at some point later on, you might realize, and some people I don't think they ever realize.
So some people, I think what you're saying is some people don't figure out who they are. They still have this uh weak sense of self. And
Mm,
I think that's where, like India was saying, you know, you have these secrets. You're holding on to this stuff, and it's this stuff that you're holding on to that's not allowing you to truly see who you are.
right.
Sometimes you don't have room for the extra stuff because you're already holding on to so much.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
gotta
So,
be brave. You gotta be
huh?
brave and just
But you know,
explore and find out who that person is.
yeah, but one of my other India Irie songs is I Am Not My Hair. She
Okay.
says, I am not my hair. I am not this skin. I am not your expectations. I
Mm-hmm.
am not my hair. I am not my skin. I am the soul that lives within.
Mm-hmm.
And I think kind of what you were saying, once you start to understand who you are, then you can embrace and be okay with what you look like on the outside without other people judging that. Or, you know, people are going to judge what they're going to judge, but then you're okay with them judging that
Mm-hmm.
because you know who you are and you're okay with that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have to be comfortable with it first,
Right. But
and then people get on the program.
I love this song how when she was saying I'm not my hair, she basically talking about how she went through so many different hairstyles trying to figure out who she was, what worked for her. And I think that's okay because we all go through journeys, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and I think we go to different journeys at different stages of our life. When
Mm-hmm.
you're 10, 11, 12, you go into middle school, you're learning to have best friends and you're, you know, learning about the opposite sex. Then you go to high school. Now you have some friends that's been with you for a while. You're trying to determine, you know, what am I going to do with the rest of my life, you know, as I transition into adulthood. So at all these different stages, I think there's a journey that you go through.
Yeah.
And during that journey, you're going to do different things. You're going to have different hairstyles. You're going to try different clothing. You're going to try on what feels right for you. But what you have to know is it's okay to have that journey.
Yeah.
That is okay. And
Yeah.
she says, good hair means curls and waves. Bad hair means you look like a slave. At the turn of the century, it's time for us to redefine who we are.
Mm-hmm.
You can shave it off like a South African beauty, or you can or get in on lock
Mm-hmm.
like Bob Marley.
Yeah.
You can rock it straight like Oprah Winfrey. If it's not what's on your head, it's what's underneath, they said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of
So
people try to
all of
attach
it is
themselves.
okay. Huh?
Yeah, a lot of people try to attach themselves somewhere and give themselves a home, and get comfortable there. Like they they want to say, okay, this is me, but we're always rediscovering who we are. We kind of talked about that, like just rediscovering who you are, because as you change, as you grow, you change. And as you change, you want different things. You have different desires. Not everything changes, but some things change.
Right.
And it's okay to not hold your identity to those certain things like hairstyle. Like I've always had this hairstyle. How can I change it now? I've always worn my nails like this. How can I change it now? Like, what are they gonna think about me? Well, it doesn't matter what they think because this is where you are, and you want to be totally. I think the goal is to be totally and completely free in who you are, and to just accept that and go with it. And it don't matter what nobody else thinks. That ain't nobody else's business. And what anybody else thinks about it ain't your business. So
Right.
let it be.
Yeah.
Let it be what it is.
And I think that kind of goes to the next empowerment song for me, which
Mhm.
is Megan Trainor.
I
All
put
about
that one too.
all about that bass.
Oh no,
So,
I didn't put that song. It was another one, but it's
oh,
Megan
okay. So
Trainor.
I'm sure you guys know this one. It says, "Yeah, it's pretty clear. I ain't no size two, but I can shake it like I'm supposed to do." Anyway, she said, she said, "Cause I got that boom boom that all the boys chase, all the right junk in all the right places. I see the magazines working that Photoshop. We know that shit ain't real. Come on now, make it stop. If you got beauty, just raise them up. Cause every inch of you is perfect from the bottom to the top." So I love this one because there's some references to boys and being attractive, but basically she first thing she says is, "No, I'm not a size two, but I'm still I can still be considered attractive, and I am attractive to some people,
Hmm.
even though I'm not a size two." And I know I don't. It's the weirdest thing, but body image issues seem to never die. Like
Hmm.
body issues existed when I was younger. I dare say it existed before I was born, and it's an issue even now, even with young kids. Body issue is a problem or
Yeah,
a
because they
concern.
make all the only shirts they sell in the mall is the crop tops. What I'm gonna do if I got a stomach and I'm trying to wear a crop
But
top?
you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. So recently, I was shopping with my niece and her kids, and my great niece was coming along with me. She was saying, "You can't have that, Aunt Evelyn. That's ugly, Aunt Evelyn. Don't wear that, Aunt Evelyn." So I was like, "I'm not gonna get anything out of this store. She won't let me buy anything." So there was one shirt, and it was kind of like triangle right there at the stomach. I was like, "I can't buy that. My stomach could be poking out." She said, "So?" I was like, "But," she was like, "So what?" And I thought about that, and it was like, am I the one with the body image problem at this
Mm,
point?
yeah.
No, because there are some women that wear the tight clothing, and why is that not okay? Why
Hmm.
is it not okay that I wear a crop top and my stomach ain't? It's my stomach. If I'm okay with who I am, if I'm okay with the body that I have, why can't I wear it?
Hmm.
So who is it bothering? Because if I'm wearing it, it's not bothering me.
Well, I'm
It's
gonna say
bothering the
it
people
depends on
that
how it
said
looks.
that wasn't made for you.
It's
But
okay to wear your
they
crop
made
top,
it in
but
my
quickly.
if they made it in my size, they made it for me.
Well, I'm gonna say as long as it's cute, because you can have a crop top and still be messy with it. Because I could wear a crop top, I can have a flat stomach, but if it ain't cute, it ain't cute. And
Right.
you gotta be able to know, like, does that really fit? Is that suiting? So
Right.
that's what it really is more about. So yeah, you can have your. I've seen some people with stomachs have stuff, and it's like that look good. Like I'm like that looks good. That's suitable. That fits.
Yeah.
And I
So,
guess it's because they own it and they know how they feel about it, and I feel like it just comes through.
well, I don't remember if I had another song, but I am thinking about this one. And
Wait, it ain't your turn. You done
oh,
went two,
my
three,
bad,
four,
my
five
bad, my
times.
bad.
Megan Trainor. I'm gonna stick to her since you just did one of her songs. The song that
Okay.
I picked from Megan Trainor. Oh, let me play the instrumental. This is Me Too. Now, some people will
Um,
probably say, how is this empowering? But really and truly, hey. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. What happened? See, I got I got into it a little bit too much. Okay. So she says, who's that sexy thing I see over there? That's me standing in the mirror. What's that icy ring? What's that icy thing hanging around my neck? That's gold. Show me some respect. Oh, I thank God every day that I woke up feeling this way. And I can't help loving myself and I don't need nobody else. No. Uh.
okay.
Now it sounds cocky. It sounds very conceited, like, but people get it confused. Just because you hold yourself high don't mean I'm looking at you lower. We can all hold ourselves high and think highly of ourselves. If I were me, I want to. If I were you, I want to be me because I'm it. Like, and I'm very confident in that. And I feel like everybody should feel that way about themselves. Some people say, "Oh, you think you this? Oh, you think you that?" No, you think I'm that. Thank you very much for the compliment, for thinking that I think that about myself. Because what else should I think? What
Yeah.
else? Should I think low of myself? Should I think you? I mean, let me know. Like, I work out, I take care of myself. Why shouldn't I have pride in it? Why shouldn't I take pride in it?
Yeah. So I saw something one time. It says sometimes the only good thing you hear about yourself is what you said to yourself.
That's the most important. That is the most important. Because how can you can't even feel that. Like if you say negative things about yourself, how you gonna feel? You gonna look down, your shoulders gonna be slack. Like it's gonna show. The same thing how we talked about mentally, those things show in your body, they show in your posture. It shows in your energy and how you come off towards other people. Whether people wave to you and speak to you could be a matter of just how you what's going on in your head. The energy you give off. That's why I like that song.
Yeah, and you know what? And is it possible when she says, "If I was you, I want to be me too"? Maybe not necessarily her as Megan Trainor, but her as in the confidence that she's portraying in that
Right. That's what
song.
it
But
is. That's what it
the
is.
confidence, the getting up and being thankful. She said
Mm-hmm.
about waking up every morning like
Yeah.
that.
She
So
thanking God. That's between me and God. Like I'm doing
yeah,
he did his part, I'm doing my part. And to be grateful, that's what put me in a good spirit, to be happy about it. Let's celebrate it. Let's not, try to humble ourselves. Too many people I'm gonna try to be humble. It's the thing, it's the difference between being cocky and just really appreciate yourself. That's the first relationship you should have before any other relationship.
with
So why
yourself.
not celebrate it? People go out, they have anniversaries, they have things, they count times that they've been with each other. Why not celebrate? We celebrate birthdays. Why you can't just celebrate just your energy and feeling good about that? That's why I put this song on and I love it. And I have a great, time just in that space.
Yeah. So when you there was something you were saying. I'm trying to look it up, but India Ari has the song "Little Things," and well, I can't find the lyrics. Um, but basically, she talks about being grateful for the little things people say to you, the little things you get to experience in life. And I think that's really important too. We have those songs that remind us to be thankful. And I mentioned the India I read because she said it's the little things.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I started thinking about how we have the songs. It says sometimes you have to encourage yourself,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And when you need to encourage yourself, sometimes that's what you have to do. Look at the little things.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's those big things that we didn't get to do, we didn't get to have, or that
Mm-hmm.
person we lost. We
Yes.
look at those big things that we don't have or we may have lost. But what about all the little things you still have? What
Mm-hmm.
about the little things you take for granted? And I think I read somewhere too, it says, uh, what, I can't remember exactly, but it's something like, what would you do if you woke up tomorrow and all the things you had taken for granted was no longer there?
Mm.
What would you do?
They
So
would
now
become
it's
big things because
those little
you
things become
realize,
big
yeah,
things. Yeah.
yeah.
So when you have to encourage yourself, and I don't know who sings that song, but it says, I don't want to. I want to sing it, but I can't sing. So it's like sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Um, and that's the best way I know to encourage myself is, one, to be thankful, to find little things that I don't pay attention to be thankful for.
Hmm.
And the other thing when I need to encourage myself is to stop looking back and don't look forward. Be right there in the moment. Be present. Notice what's around you. Because when we're so busy looking back or looking forward to tomorrow or looking back at what happened yesterday, we miss those things that's right in front of us. So
Hmm.
sometimes we just have to, what it says, just be still.
Hmm.
Just be still sometimes so
Hmm.
you can notice the things around you and you can be grateful for those things.
I think about two things. Like when I'm in traffic and it's like, you get fed up because like what's taking so long? Or dang, I hit traffic. I don't like that. But I immediately shift my attention to something else. Sometimes I just look up and I see how beautiful the clouds are. And I'm just like, wow, thank you, God. And like that's a different space. Then there's traffic, like what's
Mhm.
going on with these, like, I'm trying to get to where I'm going. Like it's so easy to
Mhm.
be frustrated, but why not just put my mind somewhere else and see the little things like the cloud. That's something I do a lot. The clouds, looking at the clouds, and it put me in the mind frame of noticing the little things. What would the little things be if they were taken away? I think about film, the background people who are not the stars. You don't know if you've seen them multiple times in throughout different films. Um, if you only have the superstars, they go to a cafe and ain't nobody in that cafe, it ain't gonna seem realistic. Life just ain't life without the little things.
Right, right.
It ain't. If you can't have a scene at a football stadium and only the football players on the field. That's just not how it works. It's important. It's a very important part of the picture to add those small details. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about it.
Yeah. So, but again, when you don't have anybody else, we really do need to pay attention to how we are feeding our souls. And music, I know, definitely feeds the soul, as I mentioned earlier. Um, when we're not feeling good, we want to find some music, something we can relate to, something that's going to touch our souls. But again, in church, well, I don't want to say church. I don't know about much about synagogues and all the other places. But I do know a lot of times in churches, a lot of the songs they sing is to encourage you, to empower you to move on, to get through, to get over, to know that where you are right now isn't where you have to always be. And I
Mm-hmm.
think a lot of the songs that we were talking about or identified with India Arie, Megan Trainor, and I can't remember the name of the other person that you talked about. Um, but I think the whole message is this is where you are right now, but this isn't where you have to stay. The other thing is about self acceptance. Accept who you are the way you are. And I
Mm-hmm.
think the problem is of a lot of us can't accept who we are because we don't know who we are. So um, I had a client to ask me because we were talking about self esteem and self love. She said, and I thought it was a brilliant question. She says, "How will I know when I feel self love?" I was like, wow, you didn't see that coming.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good question because we're always talking about love yourself and the importance of self love. We talk about that all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what is that? How do you know when you feel it? So, I gave it the best answer that I could, and my answer was
Mm-hmm.
trying to explain to her, do you remember what it felt like when you had your first love? We didn't know what that was going to feel like, but when we felt it,
You knew.
we knew.
Mm-hmm. You just
When
knew.
we felt it, we knew what it was. When we fell in love, we knew that, what we felt was love, this deep caring for somebody else.
Yeah.
And I also tried to explain to her, when you love yourself, you set boundaries for yourself, um, just like you would, like if you had kids. You're gonna protect them. You want them to look nice. You want them to have nice things. You're not gonna let people talk to them any kind of way. Not gonna let people put their hands on them. So again, to me, that's self love. When you set boundaries to protect yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and you care about how you look, you care about what happens in your life, you care about how people talk to you, and
Mm-hmm.
you can set those boundaries with
Mm-hmm.
those people who are talking to you crazy, who are being disrespectful to you. When you don't allow those things to happen, to me, that's self-love.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the songs that empower you encourage you to do all those things, to take care of yourself, to set boundaries, to be okay with who you are. I think all those songs that empower, they do those things. I just want to take a minute. I saw Kathy um, earlier, and Megan want to say hello to you both. Not
Hey,
sure if
friends. Hey, eavesdroppers.
yeah, not sure if you're
Hey,
still there.
Megan, Kathy, Roberta, back in the building. Back on
Yeah,
the call.
yeah. So thank you guys. For dropping in. And Roberta says, "Oh yes, I do that now with men, especially after being domestically violated."
Yeah, you
Yes,
gotta set your boundaries because those monsters, they will see them loopholes. They get in where they fit in. If they don't
yeah,
fit in with that,
yeah. So
yeah.
being able to set a strong boundary
Mhm.
is important. So, and there's multiple kind of boundaries. We can have those rigid boundaries, which isn't necessarily good either. Then we can have those really loose boundaries, but we need to have some flexible, healthy boundaries.
Yeah. And when you treat yourself like your best friend, because you know you will not let anybody talk to your best friend any type of way. You will not let certain things happen to your best friend. And I feel like when you treat yourself like that, you know, that's a sign. That's one way of knowing. And just when you have that comfortable relationship with yourself and that total freedom. But let's go to the next song.
Well, you go ahead, because I think those the might have been other ones I pulled
Yeah, you
up.
was running right through them. Sheesh.
So,
Well, you
what
know,
was your
I
next
like to
one?
do my instrumental. This is Big Sean featuring Migos. It's called Sacrifices. Let's go. Let me turn it up. All right. Y'all ready? Hey, hey. All right, I'm just gonna read it. I look up.
Please just read that.
Is it too loud? The
Go ahead and
instrument.
read it. Just go ahead and read it.
Okay, I'm just getting to main. I done made sacrifices. So many sacrifices. I done gave up so much free time knowing time ain't free. If it, I sacrificed it. My girl showed me love. She know I made sacrifices. And if it's real, real love, then you make sacrifices. To get ahead, man, you gotta make sacrifices. If it though, that's how hungry my appetite is. And he says a whole lot more. But this song reminds me during the hard times that this is what it takes. This is part of the process. Life ain't always gonna be easy. We want things. If we were just chilling, we would, and we didn't care about having nothing else, then it wouldn't matter. But because I want something and I'm working towards something, I understand what it takes, and it takes sacrifices. And you got to keep going. And Big Sean, as a person who has been successful in his career, in his industry, He's telling you everything he had to do. He had to give up, you know, his family, his surrounding of people had to realize that I can't always hang with y'all. I can't always, go out on dates and have my love life because I am focused on something. And I need to get this done. You matter, I love you, but I gotta make some sacrifices. And that hypes me up on a good day. I mean on a bad day. Because it lets me know that I'm going somewhere. I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
Roberta said, I love my scars because I've been in pain and I know how to steer through it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta remind yourself, like, I've been through hard times before.
Mm-hmm.
I've been through hard, I can do it again. It's kind of expected. It might not be the same scar, it may not be the same situation, but it's something else that's gonna come. And you're gonna get over that hump just like you got over the last hump.
Right. And I think there are a lot of songs out there that tell us this. They say, this is what I've been through. This is how I felt. And this is how I got over. And it pretty much says you can do the same. Those
Mm-hmm.
are the songs that empower us, not those songs that tell us to act crazy. The songs that help us to find our strength, that
Mm-hmm.
helps us to find our next why, that
Mm-hmm.
holds us until we can hold ourselves, so to speak.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we just keep playing it over and over, like you said earlier, like a friend whispering in our ear.
yeah. Those words of encouragement. It's like
Yeah.
having the angel and the devil. Which song, whatever song you pick, is gonna speak to either one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
So this is my last one. I'm a mic drop with this one.
Oh Lord.
I wish I could sing it. So this one is it's really old. I love this song. They sung it at my dad's funeral. It says, though the storms keep on raging in my life, and sometimes it's hard to tell the day from night. Still, that hope that lies within is reassured as I keep my eyes upon the distant shore. I know he'll lead me safely to that blessed place he has prepared. But if the storms don't cease and the winds keep on blowing in my life, my soul has been anchored in the Lord.
Mm.
I realize that sometimes in this life, we're going to be tossed by waves
Mm-hmm.
and currents that seem so fierce. One thing I like, but in the word of God, I've got an anchor,
Mm.
and it keeps me steadfast and unmovable despite the tide.
Mm-hmm.
But if the storms just don't cease, and just in case the wind keeps on blowing in my life, my soul's been anchored. I like that one.
You want?
My soul
Mm-hmm.
is anchored. Storms may not cease. It feels like they're not going to cease,
Mm-hmm.
but they'll cease. But until they do, just be anchored.
Yeah.
And what you know to be true, and who you know you are, and in your spiritual relationship. Be anchored in that. And when you have songs like this that you can play over and over again, when you start to feel weary, you can remind yourself through the song that though the storms keep on raging in my life, my soul is anchored. And
Mm-hmm.
again, you have to find that song that speaks to you, that holds you when you need to be held.
Mm-hmm. Roberta said, "Who was that artist?"
Give me 1 minute. Douglas Miller. It's called My Soul Has Been Anchored by Douglas Miller.
That brought me to a conversation I had earlier with my friend about Kanye West because it's like his mom was his anchor, and he put so much. That's where his heart was, and he was anchored in another human being. And I know mom is mom, but he was anchored in another human being, and when she was gone, everybody said that's when he lost it. That's when he went crazy. That's when he lost his mind, because with him being so famous, who was his support? Who is really there for him? Like, who is there? In that really true safe place. And the next thing to that anchor, I think, was for him Jesus. And that's when I think, when he started going through so much stuff and the mental health, he started making an album. He had a choir. He got a whole choir and got a whole gospel album, because I think that's what he had to hold on to. That had to become his next anchor, because he didn't have anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
that's
I
what
like
I think. Mm-hmm.
I
That's
like
what.
the way I like the way you pointed that out. How you emphasized that he was anchored in a person, and when you're anchored in somebody, then they're not necessarily going to always be around, because people leave, people die for whatever reason, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that's another reason I thought empowers the soul was a good thing, because we have this being within us that needs to be fed, that we need to know and understand and spend time with. We get so caught up in this body, this flesh that we have, that
Mm-hmm.
we don't feed our soul, we don't feed our spirit, because when everyone else is gone, when nobody else understands, it's that being that lives within that
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have to turn to. Now, some people call it God, some people call it source. We have all kinds of different names for it. And some people are just spiritual, understanding that they are more than just this body.
Mm-hmm.
So, however you define that, just know that the spiritual part of yourself cannot be neglected.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you're feeding that spiritual part of yourself, and you don't even know what you're feeding it. Sometimes we pay attention. You have your vegans and vegetarians. Some people eat certain things, some things they won't eat. It's not good for my health, it's not good for my skin. But at the end of the day, what are you feeding your spirit? What are you feeding uh, into yourself? What are you listening to? What are you watching on TV?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
how is that impacting how you feel about yourself? How is what you're watching, what you're listening to, how is that impacting who you think you should be?
Mm. So the next song, it's kind of a obvious. I don't know, but her name is Savannah Christina, and she has a song called Self Care. And I'm gonna go ahead and play the instrumental. All right. She said, "I felt this before. I can't afford to cry. I got work in the morning. I got bills. I got family ties. You play with the piece of me I try not to reason with. Not trying, you made it clear. Wonder why you even here. Do you know I can't be caught up in no BS. I don't got the time, don't care who you do or what you're doing. I'm doing it right. Self-care, self-love, selfish. Self-care, self-love, selfish. Sometimes you got a lot going on in your life, and you got to take care of those things. And sometimes you just got to get rid of the baggage. You got to get rid of the bull. You got to let people go who are interfering in your life, and you got to choose you. And that's what I'm reminded of when I listen to this song. Self-love, self-care, selfish. It's okay to be selfish sometimes. It's okay, because you got to take care of that person. We got, as being an adult is not always easy, with all these responsibilities, all these demands pulling on us. And sometimes it's like we can't get out of those demands that are pulling on us, but we can. We just have to choose. Okay, I'm gonna be selfish. I have to set that boundary. We're talking about boundaries again. We have to set that boundary, and you just have to let people know. Self-care, selfish. That's what it's gonna be. That's what I'm choosing. It is not. It's no hard feelings to anybody else, but I got things to do. Let's go. You ever heard this song before?
No.
It's nice. Can you hear the
The
beat?
music.
Yeah, the instrument.
Mhm.
I recommend y'all check it out.
Okay. So we're coming really close to the end, and I want to thank everyone who dropped in to share some time with us. Everyone who made a comment, we truly appreciate it. But just take some time to think about how music empowers your soul. And Christina mentioned earlier, it can be good or bad, but you have to pay attention to what you're putting into your spirit. So and just think about it. When you are going through something, find that song that lifts you up, that gives you
Mhm.
that motivation to continue to move on, that says you can do this. And I bet the person that's singing that song, they've done it. That's how they know that you can do it. If anybody can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, I
Anybody
feel
can
it.
do it, you can do it.
Yes, a lot of us go through the same things in different locations of the world. I feel like nobody has not gone through what you've gone through. And it may be with different people, different faces, different places, but somebody understands. And a lot of times they put these celebrities, they look like happy go lucky all the time, but they really are going through things. I know for the longest Beyonce looked so perfect, but at some point I said, wait a minute, this woman going through something. She ain't just singing, like she feels this and it's coming from somewhere. So she understands, even as a celebrity, like even when you're the highest of the high and even in a good place in your life, people go through things. And if you just put it out there and release it, and sometimes you could just heal through that and put yourself in a better place. And I think that's why music is so important. And I think that you should all go through your playlist and pick out and see what's empowering in that playlist. Because, like I said at the beginning, I don't know if anybody who was here in the beginning, but go through your playlist and pick out your empowering songs. Sometimes, because for me, it was hard to find one for my old playlist. It was hard for me to find an empowering song, and I said, that's not good. That's not good. Now, my gospel, that's different if it's, me listening to inspirational music. But just like from another playlist, go through your playlist and see what's empowering in that playlist. And if you don't have anything, that might say something. Just see what kinds of music you listen to. That'll tell you about what you're feeding your spirit.
Yeah, and I like the way you're challenging them. So not only look for what songs you have that's empowering, look for songs that maybe shouldn't be on your playlist. If you have those songs that don't encourage you, the songs that talk about that sexualize women, those songs that talk about disrespecting and mistreating women, those songs that make you feel like you can't be who you are to be in a relationship or to feel valued, to be valued. When you have those songs on your playlist, maybe they shouldn't be there. So I really like the challenge that Christina's just put out there for you guys.
This is like a little bonus song. This is a bonus song. My line sister, shout out to Ty Rochelle, put me on this artist. Her name is Tony Jones, and she's like an affirmation artist. So she kind of gives good positive information and feeds yourself positively while listening to like a nice beat. So you could wake up in the morning and listen to her. This is one of the songs I like from her. It's called Talk to Me Nice. And here just some of the lyrics from that song.
Is this going to take us out?
Yeah.
Did you have something to say about those lyrics, or it's going to take us out?
I don't have anything to say about the lyrics, but we can let it take us out, I guess.
Okay. Thank you guys again. So let's go out with this empowering young lady.
You know what? I might have to
lose weight fast. Unfortunately, when you do that, you often gain it back even faster.
The lyrics is not where I thought it was, but here we go. Can y'all hear it?
Get up.
Get up.
You got too much.
You got too much to do today. You
Okay,
got
yeah.
work out,
Everything you
emails,
do,
everything.
Okay.
What? I can't hear you, Mom.
I can't hear the words because you keep talking.
Oh, you can hear it.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna play it over. Let's go.
Girl. Get up. Get your up. You got too much to do today. You have to journal, work out, emails, everything you ain't do yesterday. You gotta do that. Why are you even still in bed? No, just stay in bed. You got too much to do anyway. Tony. First of all, calm down. No need to rush. It's no pressure. Relax. Just start your day easy. You got this. Just flow. You are aligned and in harmony with yourself. Instead of bullying self into productivity, we talking nice to ourselves. I am beginning to trust myself again because I've been witnessing big goals happening. I'm experiencing new evidence that I'm prepared to live a new life full of satisfaction. I'm on to this vision. I feel inspiration every day to keep
One
going.
at a time.
I'm getting it so right this time.
So this is just a little snippet right here.
I have this
Positive self-talk.
that is unshakable.
Tony Jones, check
I'm
her
getting
out.
it like never before.
Thank you all
Feeling like I can really do this.
so much.
Live my best dream life and follow
Kathy,
through.
Roberta,
Showing up. It's showtime.
Megan.
I walk through doubt and fear and embrace faith.
Did I miss
As
anybody?
messy as it got, I kept it together. I'm training myself to like what I see in this moment.
And that's just for the people in the
My whole being is
comments.
being
Everybody
purified.
else who didn't
I am in
comment.
detoxifying season in my life.